Hey there, it's me, Kathy. My daughter and her husband and children are on their way here. They're about 2 hours out. And I remembered that I used to make manicotti with crepes. I used to buy these crepes commercially and keep them in the freezer. And if I had some leftover stuff, I would make manicotti or something out of them. And I had some leftover crepes in the freezer from the chicken and apple crepes that we made a little while ago. So I am going to make some manicotti for my family. Follow along. So I have a 32-ounce tub of ricotta, which is going in the bowl. And we're going to season that up with a little bit of salt and pepper. A little more. A little onion powder. A little garlic powder. A little dried oregano. A little dry basil, and then we're going to mix that up. Okay, nicely blended. I like a little bit of zing in my manicotti, so I'm going to put in the zest of half of a lemon. Okay, the lemon zest is in. Now I have 2 eggs beaten, and I got ricotta in my hand. Those are going in too. Mix that up, and that is nicely blended. So now I'm going to add the eggs, by the way, add as a binder when they cook. They'll hold that cheese together. A couple of cups of Parmesan cheese. Oops, this isn't open. And a couple of cups of mozzarella. This mozzarella has herbs in it. I don't know if you remember, I herbed up some mozzarella for another recipe a while back, and that is going to complete our manicotti filling. And I'm going to mix that up now. If you recall, these crepes are very, very delicate, so they're kind of hard to work with. But we are going to, on the lower half, we're going to spread our manicotti mixture across the crepe and out to the edges, because manicotti doesn't get the edges rolled. And this one has a little bit of a hole in it, but that's okay, we can get around that by rolling it. So we're going to take it and roll it very carefully, because it wants to break up. These are ginormous crepes. I was going to cut them, but like I said, these crepes are way too delicate. And there you have it. I don't know if I can pick it up. We have our crepe manicotti, and we're going to continue on and do the rest of them. I have 3 sheets left. I'm going to spray down a baking pan with nonstick cooking spray. Then we're going to add a thin layer of tomato sauce. You don't need too much because we're going to put more on top. So just a real thin layer, and we're going to spread that evenly all across the bottom. And then we're going to put our crepes in our baking dish, perfectly thin. And now we're ready. Okay, here are our crepe manicottis. And now we're going to sauce them, cheese them, and bake them. Okay, here comes our sauce. And because these are so soft, I'm going to spread this on pretty lightly. Okay, we have full coverage, lightly sauced, and we're going to sprinkle some mozzarella on top of this. Okay, here comes our cheese. I had a little bit of the herb cheese left and added some more mozzarella to it. So we're going to sprinkle that all over top. Cheese is on, and we are going in the oven, 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. We'll check them then, and I'll keep you up to date. So I have a 1.5 sticks of butter. This is salted butter, but I am going to add some salt and pepper to it anyway. Just not a lot. And you know I love my roasted garlic, so I'm going to put several cloves of roasted garlic. But roasted garlic has a mild flavor, so we are also going to use some regular garlic. And a little oregano, a little dry basil, and usually I put Parmesan in this. However, I used all the Parmesan on the manicotti. So we're gonna blend this together and make our garlic butter. As you can see, I'm tipping the bowl because any of those whole cloves of roasted garlic, I wanna squish them up against the side with the fork and mash them into the garlic butter. Our garlic butter is all mashed up and ready to go. It smells amazing and it's gonna be okay. Here's what our loaf looks like. It's a nice little loaf, and this is how I like to do my garlic bread. You wanna make a slice almost all the way through. Keep going. Okay, all sliced up, ready to go. Okay, what we're gonna do is smush some of this garlic butter in between each one of these slices. Just pop it open a little bit as much as you can and stick that in there. And it's okay if some remains on the top because that just makes it garlickier. You get that right in there. Try to put as much as you can. And then we're going to continue on with all the slices. Okay, our garlic butter is all in our slices. It's looking nice. And this is going to go in the oven at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. That's the instructions on the bag for the par-baked bread. But the manicotti isn't finished yet, so it's going to be a few minutes. Our manicotti has come out of the oven. It did take 30 minutes to get it browned and bubbly like this, instead of 20 or 25, which is, I can't remember what I said. Anyway, if you listen closely, you can hear that bubbling away. And we're gonna serve this, but we're gonna wait till our garlic bread is done and serve it with that. Our garlic bread is out of the oven. It's crispy and brown and buttery, and not a lot of butter escaped, which is good, which means it's soaked into the bread. And now we're gonna serve up some manicotti with our garlic bread. Here we have it, our manicotti and garlic bread. Looks really tasty, and I can't wait to serve it up to my fam. Kids probably won't eat it, but the adults in the group are gonna love it. And I think what we need to do is garnish it up with a little fresh parsley from my garden. And just make it look pretty. And there it is, prettied up. And it's gonna be so tasty, and thanks for joining me. And I'm gonna have a nice visit with my kids and my grandkids, and it's gonna be a blast, and we're gonna have so much fun. And please join me again for Flatbread Friday, or if I do something before that. I wanna thank you for joining me. My daughter just called, and they are about 45 minutes away, so dinner will be ready when they get here, and it's gonna be really fun. If I don't post anything in the next couple of days, then that's why. And again, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon.